Paramore, they're back with the album. This is why. And
This is why.
we're going to talk about the songs on this album. Why?
Who knows?
Because that's what we do. Isn't it, boys?
Yeah, I'm annoyed you didn't say this is why, then. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, I'm going to say it right now. This is why is the title track and the opening track of the album. This is why. Do you know we're covering an album by Paramore called This Is Why? And it's still a slapper of a tune. Great bass line. Fun tune. Fun time. Oh yeah, I'm so much having fun I am.
Do you like green eggs and ham? Yeah, fat opener of an album. I don't know what happened. I'm so tired. It's unreal.
Fat opener.
I'm gonna say this probably for the next 11 songs or however many there are on this album. Hayley's voice is something to behold. It's an amazing voice.
Behold!
It's just fun. And it feels like a massive improvement from the poppier sound they've tried on recent albums, which I'm a fan of because I didn't like them previously.
It's your whole air conditioner.
It's felt like a very, very natural progression though to this point. I feel like they wouldn't have got here without that step and the kind of integration of that poppier stuff. Integration, that was a good word. Of that poppier stuff and then their older stuff is very good on this album. And this song in particular is one of the standouts for that level of integration. Knowledge term integration. And yeah, it's a slapper.
Slapper. The next track is The News, which again was another single released before the album came out. This needs to go harder. God damn it. In the chorus, it needs to be more powerful. The guitars overall on this album are very tame when it comes to the heavier elements in some of the tracks. Probably purposeful because it is throughout the whole album. It's just not just in one track. But in this one, you just need that oomph, and it slightly lacks it. It's still a tune, and it does fit because the whole album's like this. But I feel like the song would benefit more from having a bit more of their earlier style with that heavy guitar work going on.
I think it's
more present.
I think it's just still trying to tend to that poppier audience, I suppose, isn't it? If there
I don't care for it, Liam Godfrey.
Listen, the compromises we have to make, in our lives. Just turn it up louder. You know what I mean? Roll the bass up.
Well, I think that they combat the lack of oomph quite well with the spoken word bridge, because the final chorus does pack a punch. Because all the music comes out and then it comes all back in, and it works really well. Yeah, it's just another great track. I think this one amalgamates the previous style with the new one better than This Is Why, in my opinion. It just feels fresh and current, but still evidently Paramore.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. This feels very, and I'm not saying this is someone that's really listened to Paramore much in my life, but I've listened to them enough. But this really feels much more like the older stuff to me than anything newer. And yeah, I think it's a great song. I don't love what's going on lyrically. I don't think it's that interesting.
The message.
Sorry?
You hate the message behind it.
Hate the message. I don't want anyone to know about anything. Forget about the news. The spoken word part, I agree, Callum. It works very well in setting up that final chorus. Great tactic there. However, again, what's being said in that spoken word, middle eight, whatever. Fuck, I'm losing my words here. Just kind of. But yeah, musically, big fan of this one.
Nice. Next up is Running Out of Time. It's a good song. I've not really got much more to say. There are a couple of occasions where those will be my comments for the tracks. I'm sorry.
Absolutely fine. I think this was my favourite of the ones we hadn't heard prior to the release of the album. I think the intro riff sounds like Destination Calibria, which is how
Yes.
Destination Unknown, that one.
Yeah.
No, it's Destination Calibre.
Yeah, but it's the one that goes Destination.
Yeah. So that amuses me every time I hear it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's another really good chorus, in my opinion, melodically. But again, in quite a lot of the songs, the instrumentation sounds like 2006-ish UK indie, which I find bizarre. But it works quite well.
I did read something, I'm sure, unless I've completely made this up,
Go on.
where Hayley was talking about that she's been really into Block Party.
Oh, well.
Old Block Party stuff.
Who isn't?
I think that is very evident. Once you kind of are aware of that, you can definitely hear that in some of the songs.
Oh, well, there we are.
So
Hayley's got taste.
Oh, she has indeed. She's never texted me back.
That sounded awful.
It really did.
I'm a big fan of this song. I love everything that's going on. The bass is fantastic, and just the song itself is great. I think this is possibly my favourite non-single track. So if you commit into that, Carl, I agree with you.
I absolutely am.
Next up, Liam, what is the name of this song, please?
Hang on. Oh, it is what it is, you know.
It is what it is.
It's like that.
This potentially might be my favourite track. It's just fun. Did someone make the comparison to Ready for the Weekend when we covered it as a single?
No,
by
but...
Hard Fi.
No.
The guitar.
Oh yeah.
At the start. Yes, exactly. But yeah, it slaps.
Further in evidence of 2006 UK indie landfill. It does slap, Yanni. You are right.
Yes.
I really don't like the chorus as the intro though, because it sounds off, because the drums come in on the offbeat, and I just can't get past that.
My brain can't
just can't comprehend. But when it then comes back in for the second chorus, oh my god, tits are out, hands in the air, pants are at my ankles, running on the beach.
Not getting very far. Your pants are at your ankles.
No, it's a struggle. Didn't think my tactic through, but commit to it.
I think I said this when it was a single. I just find it a little bit repetitive, this song.
Sorry, one more time.
Repetitive. It's a bit repetitive. Oh, I get it. Fuck.
Oh wow!
I thought you were just playing
along with it. Yeah.
Right, when I'm in a train of thought here, there's a process going on in my brain, and you're throwing some joke at me. I can't take that in as well. I'm trying to.
Brilliant.
Bit repetitive. Like this fucking podcast.
You said that before, mate.
And a little bit annoying, I'd say, by the end. But I really enjoy the juxtaposition.
Nope. Can't have it again.
But it's not banned.
You've already had it.
You can't. It's not a one-time use only thing.
Yeah, I've put a trademark on it, I'm afraid.
Oh shit! Can I just borrow it though for this?
No, you owe me money.
Okay. Contrast, I'll say that one. Between verse and chorus. Next song now.
Next up.
Tired?
It's nice for them to name a song after you, Liam. It's Big Man, Little Dignity.
Little dick, more like.
Yeah. Really like the parts where her vocals break up and become like gritty, as if it's like a struggle to sing them. And it's nice musically. I feel like at this point in the album is where it sort of changes up for me and becomes very much its own package.
Yeah.
Like everything before that is a bit like there's a couple of different styles going on, different things, but then it's all like, well, this is the rest of the album now. You get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this was the right time in the album for a bit of a slower one. Again, vocals are just fantastic, aren't they? The outro was a little bit too long. This one was kind of bordering on annoying in some places, ever so slightly. But I enjoy it, so I'm just trying to find some sort of...
Yeah, you don't need to, Calvin.
No, I probably don't, but I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10, spoiler alert, so I need to not say I love everything, don't I?
Well, no... Okay. Big fan of this one. Big fan of this slower song. I love the sound of the guitar towards the beginning. I love the way she sings "Big Man, Little Dignity." Great the way she sings that dignity. And then the little flute sound that kind of comes in and points. Fucking fantastic. We need that in more music. I want an album of flutes. I'm going to get into flute music. Is that a thing? Medieval music. But I'm a big fan of this one. I know I said before that Running Out of Time is possibly my favourite non-single one, but so is this one.
Wow, many a favourite. You First is the name of the next track.
No,
all right,
you first,
then.
Ha ha ha!
We're all there.
The chorus on this gave me sort of nostalgic feelings. Don't know what it was, but it just sounded like that of the past. And the song was good. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I like this one again. The verse instrumentation is pulsating, according to my notes.
Oh, throbbing.
And again, I like how all the instrumentation pulls away in the pre-chorus to make for a very impactful chorus. Yet again, another really good track, in my opinion.
There's some interesting synth sounds in this as well, like that come in very, very sparsely. But they're nice. Liam Godfrey, please tell me and the listeners / viewers your opinion on this.
My opinion is pretty similar to you guys' opinions. I enjoyed this one. Very much enjoy this one. And it feels, this one in particular so far anyway, feels like something that just wouldn't come out nowadays. Do you know what I mean? This feels like I get the nostalgic thing that you're going for, Jan. That's, in a similar way.
Yeah.
It feels like a remnant of the past.
Oh. Yeah. Figure 8 up next. No, nothing to do with Elliott Smith. This is another song on the album. By this point, for some reason, I can't remember why, but I had to pause the album after You First. So then I had to finish off the rest of this album with these last 4 songs. I've put here, I've suddenly lost all interest. However, when it got to the bridge, I think it was a bridge. It was very long. It's basically the second part of the song. It changed it up a little bit, and I thought that part was very nice.
Yanni, we are so aligned, Monfrere. I didn't have to stop the album, but I too found myself caring about this one the least. And it often happens at this point in an album, so I might be the problem. But bands do tend to get to maybe filler territory at track 7, 8, so who knows? I agree. The change up was fantastic. A very, very strong ending to the track. So maybe I am wrong about it being one of the lesser ones so far, but who knows? It's decent enough still.
Who knows?
I think it's fair what you're saying about its placement on the album. It feels like it reaches a bit of a lull. I think to then take that out of the context of the album as an individual track, which is what we should be doing here as music journalists on Falls on the Hill podcast HQ.com. I'm a big fan of this song. I really like the pre-chorus when she shouts something.
Something.
Oh, I should have done that one.
Yeah.
Into the chorus, and again, this feels very nostalgic. It just sounds a bit like old Paramore, I suppose. And yeah, on its own, I very much enjoyed the song. But yeah, from this point onwards, it's a bit of we've heard a bit too much so far, which is weird. When you look back at the 6 songs that have come before,
it hits you very.
There's kind of no reason.
Suddenly.
Yeah, there's no reason why you should feel at all kind of
liar,
lethargic at this point.
You, sir, are a liar.
Take me away.
And that is, in fact, the name of the next song. And this is rather beautiful. I've got nothing more to add. I was pleasantly surprised by how beautiful it was.
Yeah, very, very good. Works fantastically well at what it's trying to do. The vocals were dreamy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. The chorus, the way she sings the chorus is wonderful. Reminds me...
Thunderbar.
Doesn't really remind me, but it makes me think of like Lana Del Rey and how she kind of portrays songs. Kind of give the same emotion.
I know what you mean.
Thank you.
And you're spot on.
Thank you so much.
I know what you're trying to say, and you're spot on.
Thank you so much.
It's all right.
Thank you so much.
Next up, it's the cereal Crave with the
Nice.
the song. I've already announced it. Crave. Another nice little tune, but this is one of the ones that I didn't really have much to talk about, obviously.
Yep, completely agree. It's not really grabbing me, especially in comparison to the other tracks. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It just felt a little bit lackluster.
The luster did lack.
I think part of the issue is it's kind of like the third slower one in a row.
He's Bob on.
Yeah, I'm Bob, and I'm definitely
This is
turned
why.
on. I agree with you guys. I enjoyed it. I think it's a solid song, but it doesn't. I don't crave it. Hey, Raggy.
Brilliant.
Yoinks.
Skull is the name of the last track on this album. And to be honest with you, I'm glad by this point. Unfortunately, I got Billie Eilish style singing in this.
Oh,
Very
Black Country New
gentle, very
Road.
soft.
She's got Billie Eilish style.
Yes. But I'm just fed up. I put here.
I think that's harsh. I wouldn't say fed up is the correct terminology, but
You don't know my life, Cal. So hard.
Oh yeah, so much dancing on your own in the dark, or
No, I was playing with myself.
Yeah, completing him.
yeah. I have not made any notes
When
about
the
this
pitch
song,
black.
so maybe I do agree with you, Yanni. But
What about
no.
you then?
it just
Enough.
doesn't. It just didn't stick out. But I wasn't.
Be gone.
I wasn't fed up.
Yeah. I
To-
really don't have anything to add to
Okay.
all the
Beautiful,
comments. All the above.
beautiful.
Your way to Beautiful girl, I'm going to kill myself. So, Skype is what we're using to record. Everyone, just
Sky's
so you
the
know.
limit.
We must now rate this, unfortunately. So what we come to do, and we're going to change up a bit. We're going to give you a little explanation as to why we're doing certain things, so we're doing it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say an explanation as to
Oh.
why we're giving it the score. Strap yourself in.
No,
I'm not explaining myself.
So we are going to do individual ones. You're going to see numbers pop up. We're going to see how that looks. If you're watching, obviously, if you're listening, you won't see anything because, as we know, if you listen to our podcast, you are blind for the
Yeah.
duration of the podcast.
Yep.
And then we will have a full score. Yet to have a name that we like other than full score. So that might change up, but the idea is that'll just be rounded up mean,
Final Fools.
basically,
No.
and that'll be the full say on it. Okay.
Fools
So,
final.
Fool's final finish completion. Callum, go first.
I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10.
Figure 8.
Figure 8, yeah.
Explain yourself.
I
don't
prefer
have
it.
to.
I prefer it to
Okay.
Billy No Mates, which I gave a 7.
Brutal. That is a
Brutal.
brutal bit of music journalism right there. You are a music journalist, Callum. Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you.
I, as usual, after discussion, my score has gone off the fence a little bit in one direction.
Such a bitch.
But I'm always between two scores, and and I think it's gone up here, and it's gone up to an
Oh.
8 out of 10.
Oh,
Right.
really?
Yeah. I think it's. I listened to it today on my dog walk, and saw a bottle of Prime. And I realised that I just enjoy every single track, pretty much. As in isolation, definitely. I think when you look at it as an album, it's flawed in terms of. I don't know. It's not too long. It just for some reason seems to stick at the end a little bit. But individually, the tracks are all pretty good.
Well, that's a great review. If you look at the album as a whole, it's flawed.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to give it a 7
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
because it's not better than the Billy No Mates album.
Didn't you give that an 8?
Yeah.
You did? I'm looking at it right now.
That's why I said it's not better than
Yeah, but it
that
could be
album.
equal to or slightly less.
But no, because it's not better than that. And it's not equal to, hence the 7.
Okay.
Why do you want to argue this?
Well, you said it's not better
Just
than,
accept the
but there are
7.
so many other options than better than that could mean it could still be an 8.
No, it's either better or worse. Nothing's equal in my eyes. No one is the same.
Okay.
And our full score then, with 8, 8, and 7, what is the full score going to be, Liam?
It's going to be a figure 8.
How apt? How apt?
Wow. It's like it was planned, but it wasn't. It really wasn't
Wasn't.
planned. We didn't know the
We-
scores
we
beforehand.
don't plan
We
anything.
never do. We don't talk about it.
No.
We keep it secret, to be honest.
I'd like to apologise on behalf of the Fools on a Hill podcast, HQ.com, to all the Range boys
Full
who
title.
are now going to go and bury themselves as that's no more.
Well, they should do. It's embarrassing that they care about the range, really, in the first
It
place.
really is.
Yeah, I hope they do something better with their lives.
Yeah.
No, I hope they bury themselves.
Yeah.